Now, dude, I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a horrible way to die. Hey everyone, I am back with another video. I'm so excited to do another makeover with you guys. Today I figured instead of my video just being about me doing my makeup, which I am going to do, as I do my makeup, I just literally ruined everything. Anyway, as I do my makeup, I am going to tell you guys a little story that I recently heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but it dates back a long, long time ago, and it is about the Boogeyman. Without further ado, I'm going to get started, and I'm going to also tell you this really, really creepy story. There's a group of friends, right? Now, this story is about the Boogeyman, if you believe in that kind of thing, or if you think this is even true, or if you've had some type of... Now, I am also home alone, so I hope I don't freak myself out enough to the point where I'm scared, and I don't want to be here by myself. I do have my 2 dogs, so if you hear anything, that's them. Without further ado, 2 hours later. So, there was this boy, I don't remember what his name was, but that's not really important. So this boy and his friends, I think there was like 5 of them or something like that, they go to this house that is known to be the Boogeyman's house. Now this house was on a farm, and it was just really, really creepy, dude. Like really creepy. And these kids are like, you know what, let's spend the night here, see if we can make it the night, and that will be cool. Now, me personally, I probably wouldn't do this because I am scared of the dark, and this house is old, abandoned, no one wants to go there because a creepy murderous spirit lives there, and they're like, hey, let's do it. So, with that being said, they're like, yeah, dude, let's go, let's do it. So they go and they do it. And you're not gonna believe what happens. All right, let's call him Joe. Joe Schmo. Joe Schmo and his friends all go to this farmhouse that is haunted by the Boogeyman. Or they say. We don't really know for sure yet, but that's what they say. And so they're like, yeah, let's go check it out. So they go. And they're bringing a lantern up to this really creepy house that is said to have shrines outside that were made by said Boogeyman. And so they go, and it's all creepy, and they're all scared. And they walk into the house, and like, this house does not have electricity or anything like that. So what they have is this lantern that's with them, and that's it. And I think the kids also had like their own individual flashlights on them. So that's cool. I mean, yeah, bring your flashlights because you're probably going to need them considering you're going into the Boogeyman's house. So they go into the Boogeyman's house and they're like, all right, let's just chill the night here and see what happens. Okay. So they do. This boy, Joe Schmo, decides, okay, I'm gonna tell a story. We're all gonna sit around our little lantern that brought us the only comfort possible, and he starts telling the story. Sorry, I'm like, I don't know what color I'm gonna do. And he's like, hey guys, this is the Boogeyman's house that we're in. Like, everybody knows that, it's obvious. So they're in this Boogeyman's house, and he's like, listen, this story that I'm about to tell you is from 100 years ago. This is the story of the Boogeyman and how he first began. He's telling them the story, and he's like, so the Boogeyman was a normal boy. Well, he wasn't normal. When he was born with a rare skin disease that made him literally look like a monster. So all the kids that he went to school with and everything would basically, it was like an ongoing game of tag his whole life. They would make fun of him and run because they were so scared of him. And so he was not having a good time. He was not having a good life. They were so mean to him. And so after all the years of torment, he just couldn't take it anymore. He basically never came out of his house. He didn't want to leave his house. And then tragedy struck because his parents both died, and everybody's like, where's this dude? They haven't seen him in so long. So Joe's telling the story to everybody, and they're all like drinking. They're like, oh my gosh, we're so scared, so we gotta drink something. So they're drinking, he's telling this story, and so they're like, we don't believe this isn't true, but stop saying it because you're scaring us. So he's like, okay. He keeps telling the story anyway. They're all like really freaked out and they're all scared. So after his parents died, all the people in their town were like, did this dude starve to death? Like, they haven't seen him, they don't know where he's at. The only thing that happened was there was shrines popping up on the outside of the house of like that were made from animal bones and stuff like that. So they're really curious, like, what's going on? Is this dude alive? Like, is he even in there? So like this group of kids did with Joe Schmo and his friends, all the town's kids and people that live there would go to the house to see if the boogeyman was still alive and there was actually someone there. There's this group of brothers who ended up going to the house, and this is when people first found out about him. They go to the house to see if he's still alive, or, you know, after hearing all the rumors, what's going on, and they wanted to see, like, who is this scary man that everyone keeps talking about that no one has seen in years. They go, and the brothers were never seen again. They go into the house, the door slams behind them. It's like one of those scary scenes from a movie, and they're never seen again. And so the whole town is in an uproar, like, what the heck did this dude do to these two boys? Like, especially the parents, obviously, they're like, this killer just took my sons. Like, what are we gonna do about this, people? So they all go there, all the townspeople, and they start an uproar. And basically they take, the boogeyman opens the door, they take him out, and they tie him to a stake and they burn him alive. Now, dude, I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a horrible way to die. So Joe's telling the story, and now all of his friends are like, wow, this is really, really scary. Like, this is not true. Stop saying this. You're scaring us. We're in his house right now. Stop lying. We don't like this. Blah, blah, blah. Joe's like, this is funny. I'm going to keep saying it because I want to make you guys scared. So he continues to tell the story about how now that people know the boogeyman is real. Oh, I didn't say the most important part. Okay, so they burn him at the stake, right? And now the boogeyman haunts this house. Like, he's your scariest nightmare, burned face, boogeyman spirit. Because he was killed by all these townspeople. He's scary, dude. He's scary. All the people of the town who've heard the story keep going to his house, like these boys and girls did this night, where they're like, let's see if we could stay overnight at the boogeyman's house and see if we can survive, or if it's real, or if this ghost is a real thing. That's what they end up doing. That's how Joe Schmo and all of his friends got here. So now Joe's telling this story, and he's like, okay, so this one night, these kids are in the house, right? And they're going to see if the boogeyman is a real thing, because why wouldn't they? They're in this house, and they keep hearing all these noises, and they're like, oh my goodness, what is going on? There's obviously something here. It is haunted. And before they can escape, they're on the stairs and they hear the man. And it talks to them in like a scary voice saying, I got you where I want you. Now I'm gonna eat you. Basically is what it says. I got you where I want you. Now I'm gonna eat you. Like any normal person, I guess, because I definitely would be crapping my pants. These kids are scared. They're like, why did we come here? This was a stupid idea. Which I could have told them. So anyway, they're walking up the stairs because they can't get out the other way, and they hear him from behind him. So they go higher up the stairs and they open this door, right? And so now Joe's getting to the end of his story. He's like, this is it. This is the finale. It's gotta be good. He says they open the door and they see a dark, dark figure. And as they get closer, they see his face is all messed up and gross. He says, I got you where I want you. Picks his nose and eats his own booger. And Joe and his friends, they're all laughing. This is so funny. That was a good ending to your story. Ha ha ha. Well, guess what? Story ain't over. So Joe's friends think, ha ha ha, this was so funny. And so they're all sitting around. They're like, yeah, let me drink some more because I'm kind of scared from that story. But you know what? Now I gotta drink some more to get this edge off. So they're like chugging down their beers. And they're like, okay, you know what? That was so funny. It wasn't real. But guess what? Let's make it 10 times worse. So they do. They're like, you know what's a good idea? Let's play some hide and seek in this scary man's house. That's what they decide to do. Me, personally? No, I don't think so. I'd say, all right, guys, you have fun, but I'ma go now. Nope. They're all in. They're like, yes, let's do it. This is gonna be a fun night. We're having fun. Let's do it. So they start to play some hide and seek, and then guess what? They start to not have so much fun. They're like, a few minutes in, they start to hear all these noises. All this stuff is going on. That's not cool. And they're running this way and that way. They get separated, and Joe Schmo starts to hear a noise in his ear. And he's like praying and this and that. And he's like, I'm so sorry I brought all you guys here. And one by one, all of the friends are hearing the boogeyman in their ear say, I got you where I want you, and now I'm gonna eat you. So the boogeyman comes, and basically Joe is running from him. He sees all of his friends' heads on scarecrow bodies sitting around the dinner table. This is the last thing he sees. And he's like, oh my God, I want to save them. I don't know what to do, but I gotta get out of here. And he's like, I don't know what to do. I want to save them so bad. Well, Joe, they're dead. So all of his friends are dead, and he wants to run and scream and cry, but before he can do anything, guess what? The boogeyman whispers in his ear and eventually takes over his whole mind and body and eats him. Can you believe that? So basically, that is my story for you today. And to finish this look off, I'm gonna go with this little red lip. So I think the moral of this story is don't go sleep over in the boogeyman's house. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you liked it, make sure you actually like it. Make sure you share it with your friends, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.